Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It is me, the Bunny Bandit, here with another Why Not Wednesday game. Like, cause why not? Today we're playing Citizen Sleeper. So, I don't know anything about this game other than that it is a role-playing game. And you are a sleeper, a digitized human consciousness in an artificial body, owned by a corporation that wants you back. The rest of the unfamiliar and colorful inhabitants of the Eye, which is a space station. You need to build friendships, earn your keep, and navigate the factions of this strange metropolis if you hope to survive to see the next cycle, which I guess would be like a year. I'm going in here completely blind, so I don't know what's going to happen. I have my controller hooked up because I never know if I'm going to want to play something with controller or keyboard, and I always end up like rustling around in the background trying to figure out where my controller is. So I just left it hooked up. So we're going to see if this is more of a mouse and keyboard kind of game or a controller game. So let's get started. I like the music already. It's very like soothing. Let's get this. Okay. All right. Oh, I was worried about this. Yeah. Okay. All right, new game. Oh, do I need to use my mouse? Nope. What happened? Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Operator. I have a feeling I should probably use my mouse, maybe, and keyboard. Okay. I'm gonna switch to mouse and keyboard really quick, but I'm gonna leave my controller nearby in case something changes. Okay. Machinist. A machinist prepares and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to this heinous work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. Perk is efficient extractor, chance to gain random scrap item on engineer actions, work with machines, physical tools, engage, -1, so I guess you're not going to be approaching problems head on. Then we have the operator. An operator works with drones and high precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. Perk transfer intercept. Chance to gain cryo and interface actions. Endure, use of strength or strength of will. And then we have the extractor. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extraction work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Perk is psychosynthetic skin. Sunbathe dice action allows energy recovery at home. Strength of will, approach problems with awareness. So, okay. So I didn't even use all these. Okay. I kind of like machinist or operator. I think we'll go with operator as our character class. Unknown, where are you? The thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. So basically, your body is delayed in responding to what you're telling it to do, I guess. It's at its worst when waking, when your self has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in the body that was indisputably yours, sorry. Sure, let's think about it. A leap into a cool lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in behind you, around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, clamping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with a banal quality of digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Alright, let's remember the plan. You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. When you once got the itch to get out by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into a container, then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you knew, left. That feels like enough to know that you might no longer be in that grim, heartless rock. Even if in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reach any destination. Let's try to rest. But you're restless. Okay, game. It has been a long time since you left, surely weeks, maybe months. You're dully aware of the damage to your legs, your right arm. You've been reserving energy as much as possible, but even then your body has shut many of its systems down to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of the impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing beta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream when you were once a person. Time passes, cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth, not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound, too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light, white as the cold, and then softer and softer until the haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. What? Dragos. Pragmatic salvager. Okay, it's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in the corner of a scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life. You stare at the ornately carving element of an impoverished heater. Sorry. You're surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships. Some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes, your fogged eyes, with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, sleeper, you all thawed yet? Stay silent. Oh, yeah, it's like a movie. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better preservation in sub-zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid in hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes, the mask of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech. He seems lost in memory for a moment, or perhaps he's just trying to figure out what to do with you. I mean, I don't know. What is this? Cryocurrency. Data. Items. Data. What is this? Okay. I mean, we could stay silent. It's fine. I won't ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now. You're just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms. The cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. The same way any sleeper who makes it out Essen ARP wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep a hold of you, then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependency on the regular administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you're one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently slips his way. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stocks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. All right, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with Drago stalking off into the wrecks, his drones already convening on the rusty hulk, plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Okay. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Select locations by clicking on their icon. Okay. So, I guess so a cycle is a day, I'm assuming? Per cycle. All cycles need to end, rest, and prepare for the next one. Okay. You wait curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assimilating the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are in a ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all, what matters? Escape, getting answers, building a life. I mean, we've escaped, right? That's what we were trying to do. I mean, I guess we could look for the others. I don't know. I just kind of feel like we just live here now. So maybe you did get lucky finding yourself here. Maybe here on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you could build anything, you need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. Desiccated? Sorry, not crated, cated. You thumb the powder stub of you thumb the power stub of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachet smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. The pungent smell washes over you. Images of your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images. And it is long after you finish drinking that they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove? Okay. As best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Oh, okay. Condition, action die, and energy. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. Okay, flickering. It depletes by one segment each cycle. It can be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. Okay. You will have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Okay, action die. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the less dice you have. Once you've used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them in doing the current cycle. Energy. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you have to find somewhere to get food and currency to buy it. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you'll be starving. Your condition will deplete at double the rate per cycle. Okay. So now as we... Okay, so we do have upgrade points, so we'll be able to put points in stuff. Okay. Alright, okay. So I guess we leave then? But I don't know where we're gonna go. No? Okay, I clicked to leave. I don't know what else there's to do there. How do you leave? Okay. So how do we leave? Okay, that's all fine. So we figured all this out. We've seen our... Can't upgrade anything. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here then. Like, I don't know. Hold on, let me get my... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. It told me everything about this stuff, but... Now there's no... I don't have any instructions. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm clicking on different, like, spots, but, like, nothing's happening. And it doesn't go, like, the screen isn't going anywhere, so... Okay. It says, I don't really understand what it wants me to do. Hold on. Okay, so now we've just gone out of the game completely. I don't really understand what it was expecting me to do. Like, I mean, there was no, like, it's telling me how to use everything and what all those things mean, but it's not giving me anything else. We'll just, I'll pick the same things that we picked before. It's weird. Okay. So see how, like, we're all the way out here? Why isn't it putting me, I said leave and it wouldn't put me all the way back out here. Okay. So I'm trying to remember all of my choices. Alright, and we asked this. Nodding. Okay. Okay. So we did this, right? The end of the cycle. Okay. We did something wrong. I don't know what we did wrong. Something went wrong. Okay. So we were drinking our powdery tea. Okay, now this has changed because these dye did not look like this before. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what happened and why it didn't process that. Okay. Dragos is stood in the corridor while you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it's implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensory eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? I'm okay. The drone chirps, good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blanches. I know this container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So, I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You're well enough to work? Sure. Alright then. the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack those old holes open, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something that's a bit more valuable, but most of what comes in is scrap. Hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper you'll be used to the manual labor. And obviously I'll slip you a few chits of compensation based on what you turn up. Got it. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as fast as you can. And sleepers, well, he trails off. But things being the way they are, for me at the yard, he pauses. I need help. Yeah, I need help. Okay. He pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods discreetly and turns to walk away. The drone hops along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Okay, so yeah, something happened. Alright, actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, click and drag your action die to the slot. Okay. Actions reward you with clock progress. Energy, conditions, or items, depending on their outcome. Oh, okay. There are three types of outcome. Positive, the action goes better than expected. Neutral, the action succeeds. Negative, the action fails. 100% chance positive, 50-50, 25 positive, 50 neutral. Okay. Actions display information about their type, risk level, and the skill and modifiers that add to the action. Type, either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. Risk, either safe, risky, or danger. Safe, loss, no loss of condition, energy, or cryo. Risky, negative outcome means cryo or energy loss. Danger, negative outcome means condition loss. Neutral outcome can mean cryo or energy loss. Okay, skill. The skill that this action requires either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. Modifier, either -1, 0, +1, or +2. This is added to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Some actions require a +1 to perform. Okay. Cycle clock. Okay. So I guess we can try this. Alright. Action complete. Back in business. Okay. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them. They track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the ones tracking Drogo's debt, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clock will be displayed on the icon of that location. Okay. So when I click this, nothing happens. It's just gonna, okay, so it's just gonna do what it's gonna do. Safe. So does that mean it doesn't matter what I put in this one? Ugh. I don't think any of this is worth it. Find a doctor. And Citizen Sleeper, you'll unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives, depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any tracked drive will place a yellow marker on the location that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menus via the arrow buttons at the top left of the screen. Okay. You're now free to explore Erlin's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress the story and find new opportunities. Remember to end cycle at home when you're out of die. Use the mouse wheel or W to scroll across the station. Rotate the view with A and D. Good luck. Okay, so that's it. Okay. Oof. Yeah. And then this is the only one we have left, so. Okay. So we've done everything that we can do here. Now this says find a doctor. I'm guessing this is this. What's here? Merchants willing to run the gauntlet for Helion systems are rare, but they always do return eventually. Okay, so there's nothing there, I guess. Old dock terminal. Oh, okay, well we can't do any of that anyway, so that's fine. We're trying to find a doctor, right? It takes several cycles to reach the starward belt and return, loaded with scrap from old wrecks. Okay. Okay, so we don't have any dice, so we can't do any of this stuff. Oh, so we can't go, I guess, like past that until we have the money to do so. Okay. Then what's here? Okay. Okay, I'm picking up what y'all are putting down a little bit now. I'm gathering. Okay. So we use like one or two things here, and then we can okay. So how do we get food? This time you don't wake up, instead it goes to the station. Surround you. For a moment you are gone, absent for your own body, stretching out across a colorless void, then connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging at the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into millions of disturbed nodes distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station, like a web of texture on a smooth black liquid. Even though you have no eyes of sight, you feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a looped cloud with spokes and spires that jet out into space. It is an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map, and a territory all at once. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you, as if a small child. Somehow it is pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container. Eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second. You feel it waiting there. The station display out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it's gone. Okay, we need to go eat. So I guess we have to go to like the market or whatever. This is where we get food, ask for directions, explore the market. How do we get food? I'm assuming then we have to get food there, right? Like, it's gotta be the place to get food. Dock plans, nope. Yeah. I mean, we gotta, like, it's gotta be the market. So we can't go beyond that. So, ugh. I don't really want to explore the market, but, let's try, I guess. Okay. There we go. We found it. Emphas is busy, his broad face uplifted by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables and some red flake dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it into plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pockets as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. You join the queue, mostly made of off-duty scavengers, vat suits unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, grubby mods, and a lattice of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, best drink compared, notes on bright market dives, their words cut through with heavy spacer slang. Eventually it's your turn. You shuffle to the front. Emphas speaks in a deep, even tone without looking up. First try is free. Oh, I don't have a deep voice, so hold on. First try is free. That's about as good as it's gonna get, guys. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks, the earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire. Your skin hardens in its glare. You know, you sleepers, Emphas says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. Oh, sorry, I gotta go back to the deep voice. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beyond his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him the story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, and also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container, the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems, you tell him, like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you're unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of parts. He places a plastic tray of fuming fungus in your hand. Next time, we can talk some more. He smiles. But next time, you pay. Nice. He slams a heavy head against the button on the burner side and shuts it off. The roar of the flame and impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinted pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Yay! Okay, and now we're at the doctor. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you're here, you're not so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, this body, your body, will. You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. You lean against the door frame looking to the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in, see an ember light filtering through a far doorway screened with plastic sheeting, beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway. You catch a distant voice. Send the next one in Toshiro? I think it's Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above. For a moment, you're transfixed by the motion. Come, sit, comes a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink and then quickly regain their composure. Please sit. They gesture to the bed, then turn to open a case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you entered. Fear, recognition, sadness mistakenly etched across their face. How long have you been on the station? They asked, the scanner still in their eye. A few cycles. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm, roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNF doesn't like to see its I know this word. Proprietary, there we go, technology let loose to prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping, built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with a stabilizer, one which Epsonet remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? Yep. Good. That may help. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says. You're unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers, as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and Espinarp has no reason to release stabilizers into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to speak, to say something, anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help you. They sigh. You see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw... What did I say his name was? Toshiro. Yeah. Outside, you nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatajan? Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure where these names all came from. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look up. But yet Tajan has connections. Smugglers from the Starward Belt. Mercenaries working for corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe they'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate and their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it will be expensive, but we can do it. Thank you. Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of the passing drones. Let's just see if it works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave. Sabine's still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower layer of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof and see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk into the crowd. Wait for Sabine to acquire the stabilizer. So, I guess I just have to wait, right? So, can we do this again? Okay, so we've learned more now about the market. Low end gate. Hardware exchange. Okay. And we have this. Just don't know that we have. I mean, it's about to be risky. Okay, we did good. We did good. So. This is tied up in something ugly. If he misses a payment or two things, could get nasty. Misses a payment or two. Okay. Alright. So that's all we can do for now. We'll end the cycle. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparks with glittering lights like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand these nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops, that it seems almost impossible to peruse. But you begin to try. Focus on the threads. There are more threads than you can count. You choose one that passes nearby and approach it. As you inspect it, you understand why you instinctively chose the word thread when you first saw them. They are not single lines, but rough, fuzzy things woven from data strings of all kinds. The threads and the nodes, passages, and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There's so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then that instant tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again to see two lines, two threads pulling in different directions as if they are tied around you. Okay, the first thread leads out, away from the station, into icky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They're in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. A second thread leads in, pulling you deep into the ship. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something, a spear shimmering above a strange angular body, a pulse shooting out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. You open your eyes. Time is short. Hunted. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. Won't be long before they arrive. Something has changed in you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While you can use dye and items to access the systems and abstract data, but be careful, these networks are old and strange. Interesting. Sorry, I'm drinking some water. We do need to eat. Okay, Impus doesn't trust people easily, but he notices his regular customers in his own quiet way. Okay, so that's cool. Play the exchange, sell component parts. Okay. And then what was this? Oh, still dock plans. How risky is it? Okay, let's do this. Dock Watcher. Getting to know their intent doesn't mean new places to visit. It means keeping your eye on new arrivals too. Ah, okay. Overlook Bar. What is this? Stranded Mercenary. Hey you, want to earn a chet? And Kita stands beside a huge pile of tied together whole plates. She stretches out her back, shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Oh, okay. Sure. Oh, make it two. And Kita laughs. This goddamn station, she sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose. All right, come here then. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into two bundles. What is with this place? She asks as she angrily lashes the massive plates together. Everybody wants their cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates clanking and looking you up and down. Or is it just that you all think I'm an easy mark? We all need to survive. And Kita softens. I get it. I do. She shakes her head. But if I could go just one cycle without some jump-up grifter trying to take me for an idiot, then that would be nice. She hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat. You gotta earn those chits. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. And Kita gives you a look. Ship's this way. She sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. Why are you doing this yourself? You mean, why aren't I hiring those good folks? She nods back at the stevedores. I've paid Havenage enough. They're currently rinsing me for a mooring I can't vacate unless I either fix the ambergris or sell it off as scrap. What's wrong with it? It? And Kita looks at you pointedly. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad in her last job. I had to moor up here for a spell, but since then it's only gotten worse. Somebody didn't slice the core of our ship mine, so now she's gone dark. She sifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is that I'm short one ship mine with tons of repairs to do. The rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind of I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. How can I help? I don't know. Got a ship mine tucked away in that frame of yours? For a moment, you aren't sure if she's serious. And Kita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She holds a second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. She pushes the bundles of plates through the ambergris's outer lock and then turns back. Don't go spreading all this around. Akita throws you a couple of chits. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. All right, get out of here, she calls back, and the lock slams shut. Okay. Buy rations. We should probably buy rations. Ooh, okay. So now our energy's all the way up. Sure, let's have a drink. The Overlook isn't exactly a restaurant, meaning the only way you can gain trust here is with a stiff drink. Alright, okay. And we're trying to help safe. What was this? Nice. Alright, nice. So that's done then. For us, anyway. Alright, we're out of die. So let's go ahead and... We haven't finished with the cycle. Complete active activities to proceed. What? Holy. What is this stuff? Oh, okay, so we gotta do that. Okay. And then we don't have any stuff for this, so we can't do anything there. Oh, okay. You arrive to a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and it's been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, ain't she? Dragos stands to the side, focusing on the hulking ship as his lowered in the yard. Sure. I should thank you. This place was on its last leg when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft, but you can't help but think what became of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. No, what happened to the ship? Not my concern, he shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know, I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start crawling over the hull, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside a container, the wreck of the Epson Arp freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on his own, a womb of your rebirth, and to this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side. Winter Light. Yeah, let's do it. He claps you on the back. Back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the scattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Okay. Oh, we have an upgrade. Oh dear, okay. You've completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend on your upgrading your character. Access your character menu via the arrow in the top right. Okay. So we can do this. This would be good too, though. Self-repair. Oh, and then we can also get more data rewards. Oh no, we need 2 for that, but that's been unlocked. Okay. I'm in between these two because we do need some. We can use scrap items. Display potential positive and negative outcomes. I think this would be good too. Yeah, let's do that one. So we have now picked up another skill. I think that's it, right? And that's it. We can end the cycle. And I'm actually going to end the video here. We've been going at this for about an hour. We probably would have gotten a little further along if we didn't have to restart the whole game, but honestly, it's really an interesting game. Like, I think I would definitely keep playing this one. I want to see what else your choices, you know, like how they're gonna slowly start to impact more and more of the people that you know, especially now that like you're being hunted. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. I'm gonna end the cycle and then we'll go ahead and do this like little like I guess like your morning wake up routine really quick, and then we'll end the video. Okay, so there's no insert of whatever now, which is cool. All right, so we'll end the video here. Make sure to LCS, like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I may end up making this a series and finishing out the game with you guys. But yeah, I really like it. It's really interesting. It's very like different, right? It's like you're kind of rolling die to, or you have dice rolls already like pre-allocated for your like day, and you just kind of have to deal. And it's kind of cool. You're just kind of like clicking choices, but the story is interesting and it's engaging enough to where it's like you're not really bored because you're wanting to know like, well, what happens with the choices that you're making. And it's so early on in the game, like we're not gonna know, right? So but yeah, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you guys think of the game. If you played the game, I'm sure my outcome is going to be different than yours, but yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.